In this video, I'm going to teach you how to just make a couple little technical tweaks to your project just to make sure that it's accurate now that we have moved some floors and created some wall finishes, just because it's not looking quite right in some renderings, and it's important that you know how to fix that. So I'm going to begin by just showing you an elevation issue with the furniture and show you how to fix it. And then I'm going to show you an issue with the wall finishes in the wet walls that we created in the restrooms that we need to address. And then we'll talk about the ways to fix it. So I'm going to show you in this camera view right here. And you can see, if you stretch this view out just a little bit, the bases of the chair are stuck into the floor. And that's because these chairs are it says elevation from level is -1. And of course, we know if we look at a section view that we've got flooring here that is raised 1 inch above the subfloor to create that flooring finish layer. And you can see all the furniture stuck in that layer because its furniture is hosted by this flooring layer. Okay, now if I select this furniture, I can change the constraint to a different level, but I don't have a level created to this floor. I can pick a new host, but that's a little bit of a messy process because we want the furniture to be hosted by the floors. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to go back to that camera view that I just created, and I've created several of them, and I'll go ahead and delete them later. But what I'm going to do is grab this piece of furniture, and I'm going to right click and select all instances in the entire project. That means I'm going to grab all of that furniture type. And then I'm going to change this from elevation from -1 to 1. And if I hit apply, see, they pop right up and they're exactly where they need to be. Okay? These ones were giving me a little bit of trouble earlier, and they are not letting me move them at all. And even if I go to edit type, they're still not letting me see. I've changed the default setting on those before. So what I would do with those is just go ahead and delete them and replace them and see if that helps. The problem is that when you go for this option of the very realistic furniture, or pardon me, floor finishes that affect the structure, it does tend to confuse everything else that's related to those subfloors. So your only other option, again, is to create that floor with its own finish, knowing that you're going to have to then create a bunch of separate floors instead of separate layers. Um, or you can just do a split face and just paint them, and that will be straightforward, and it won't mess up the elevations of these things. So just go ahead and make sure that your furniture is sitting on the correct level. And if you need to raise things up just a little bit, go right ahead. You can see this one is fine. It's sitting on the floor exactly how it's supposed to be. So it just depends on the furniture pieces. Sometimes they're a little quirky, sometimes they're well behaved, and that's just part of working in Revit. The other thing that I want to draw your attention to is, remember how we created this beautiful split face in a previous video where we can see here with a camera view our split face right here. And so this is another kind of simple way of applying finishes. And you can see here, this probably needs to pop out just a little bit more because it's still recessed just a little bit. But remember how we created a wall finish on the interior side of this wall, and here I can show you. Remember, we created that layer right here. It was a 1/2 inch. So what's funny is that if you look at the floor plan, we have selected it so that that finish is on the inside of the wall. It's not on both sides. So what's funny is Revit says, okay, with this wall type, this wet wall, the finish is going to be, for lack of a better way of describing it, on the right side. So if I look at a camera view of this wall, is it going to be on the left side or is it going to be on the right side? So this, let's take a look. Okay, no tile on the inside of that bathroom wall, restroom wall. But I bet if I take a camera view from this side, we'll see it. Look at that. Tiled on the wrong side. But it's a really easy fix and I'm going to show it to you right now. You can grab this wall and you can flip it. And now, if I look at that camera view, hopefully we'll see tile on the wall. There it is. Beautiful. So those are the types of just really small fixes that I want you to be aware of and feel comfortable changing, because again, this is a part of Revit where we want to be able to see things in different views, manipulate things in different views, and realize that this is a wall type, and so everything you do to this wall is going to affect all the different walls of this type. Now notice it does not have the split face, because when I did the split face command, I did it on the other wall, and remember, the first thing I had to do was select the face that I wanted to split. So that part is on an instance basis. Okay, so see, if I wanted to split it, I would have to select this one brand new. Okay, so just a couple of little minor fixes, but certainly things that add to the realism of your plan. And just know that if, for whatever reason, if these um, furniture pieces are acting a little bit odd, all you can do really is just try to make them behave in the way that you want. And then, for example, I'm going to try right now to go ahead and delete them and place them again. And wouldn't you know it, I went ahead and deleted my Corbusier chairs, which were drawn on this plan. All I did was delete the ones that weren't working and I redrew them. And not only did I not even have to change their elevation to raise them up an inch, but when I placed them, they sat directly on the floor. So sometimes it's just a matter of the furniture gets, I don't know, quirky. So one of the troubleshooting things that is always helpful to use is to try your best and then just delete them and put them in place again. Okay, so I'm going to have a good time going to my furniture one by one and right clicking to select all of the instances in the project and moving them up. And if they're misbehaving, I'm going to delete them and redraw them, or I'm just going to leave them as is, realizing that this is causing issues, not because we did anything wrong, but because of the way we chose to realistically render the floors. So, but regardless of what happens, it's really easy to fix. Okay?